Okay.
So back to it, the basis then, what you're most concerned about is what the officer's intent was.
Mm-hmm.
What was he trying to do when he came up and contacted you?
Mm-hmm.
His attitude that you described as condescending and arrogant, you called him a jerk,
Mm-hmm.
which that's very descriptive.
Mm-hmm.
But as far as he never told you to stop filming, he never told you you were being detained, he never tried to press charges of any type or
Mm-hmm.
trump up any charges of any type.
Mm-hmm.
So once he probably figured out that you're not going to be a problem for them in the detention, he just left you alone.
Mhm.
Okay, so your main concerns then is the officer's attitude and what his intent was to come up and talk to you.
And why he didn't give me his name when I asked him his name?
Correct. I have that written down there. I
And-
forgot. Thank you very much for reminding me.
Sure. And the last thing is, when I didn't give him my name and he walked around to the front of my car and looked at my license plate, did he, I'd like to know, because I asked the original watch commander, I forget his name at the moment. His name, do you remember?
Oh, Brooks.
Brooks, yeah.
Yeah.
Real nice guy. I asked him, what is the method you use to determine whether an officer has run someone's plate? Because he said there was a way they could find out if my plates were run into the system that day. So
How do we do it?
what is the mechanism you use to determine if someone's
I can audit.
name? Huh?
I can audit
Just
the
audit,
system.
yeah.
I can find out any license plate that has been run by our department and who ran it.
Oh, okay. Then I could find out if, so I want to know why he looked at my plate, and because he didn't ask me for my ID, and probably because of reason to. And then, so did he run the plate? And why do you make such a note about looking at it?
I can answer that.
Okay.
One thing is, no matter what determination you made, what if things changed?
Mhm.
So even if he didn't ask you for more ID or go any further with that, at least he can look at your vehicle, and if something happens, not that you're gonna do anything,
Mhm.
something happens, that is a place we'd start from.
Okay.
That's pretty basic, actually.
And it's more than just you doing something.
Mhm.
You're videotaping something. If one of the kids jumped up and pulled a knife out and tried to stab an officer and they had to shoot him, or something happened,
Mhm.
you've got video, you've got evidence,
Mhm.
and you were the one that they're going to be wanting to talk to get that evidence from. Whether it's me coming and asking you because our officer's been, it's alleged that they've done something wrong,
Mhm.
or the detectives, thinking that the officer acted in self-defense and wanting to get evidence one way or another. Again, physical evidence is the strongest evidence.
Mhm.
People get emotionally involved and they hear things, they see things that occurred or didn't occur, but physical evidence, that is the strongest evidence as far as we're concerned, because it doesn't lie.
Mhm.
And if you have a video of an action, then that's what happened. It's not tainted by somebody else's memory or
Right.
lack of memory or emotional stance or condition during that.
And an eyewitness is great, but a video absolutely adds to it.
Yeah.
Right.
You get
So-
officers involved in shootings, and they're telling the truth to the best of their knowledge, and they say they shot twice and their gun's empty.
Right.
Because it happens,
Yeah.
it happens so fast.
Right.
It's such an intense moment that they don't remember those things.
Mhm.
And it sounds like a pop instead of a big bang.
So we can determine if he ran my plate that day, right?
Absolutely.
How will I find out the result of that?
The chief will
Inquiry?
contact you and you can
Okay.
ask him that question.
Okay.
So,
One more thing I was going to say, you lost my train of thought.
Oh, wait.
Go ahead.
no,
Oh, wait, it's on you.
yeah, the chief is the one who will respond to what our policies and procedures are.
Mhm.
Again, we've kind of touched on some things, told you what I personally would have done, or possibly the reasons for, an officer's actions. But if you're going to ask the results of an investigation, you ask them from the chief. And there are only very few things that he can release because it's a confidential investigation. It's not confidential because that's what we want. It's confidential because that's what the state law is.
Mhm.
So.
Did you feel unsafe in any way at that point?
Actually, I didn't know what they were going to try because I got on the phone with some friends of mine and told them, well, excuse me, a cop came up to me and went to my window and acting kind of strange. So, I didn't feel unsafe to the point where I was going to leave, but I did get on the phone with a couple of friends and told them what was happening in case they tried to pull something.
Yeah.
You know?
But Well, yeah, I think that's back to my original point. You didn't feel so unsafe that you thought you needed to leave the area or do anything other than what you did, go to the original place you're going to.
I didn't even go to the original place I was going to. I came here instead.
Okay, so you didn't stop after that, you came directly to the station?
I got out of my car, like I said, and got on the phone with some friends for about...
Oh, okay, I didn't know you got out of your car.
Yeah, it was about, until the time they all left.
Mm-hmm.
And then all the people they had detained were gone, so didn't get to talk to them, and everybody left, so. But, yeah, I didn't know what he was going to do, so that's why I said I got on the phone and said, well, you know, saw a cop push what looked like a kid down, and I was filming, and they came and got my plate, and so I'm calling a couple people up, telling them what happened. So if he did run my plate, what did he run the plate for, and what did he do with that information? That's what another thing I want to know. That was in my written
Yeah.
deal. That was a question about that. Other than that,
All right, anything else?
not that I can think of.
Okay. Any questions of me?
Hmm.
Okay. You still have my cell number?
Yeah.
Okay. You feel free to call that anytime if you have a question, or if you need something else, or if something comes up that you forgot here that you want me to know.
Hmm.
Because I will be wrapping this up pretty quickly.
Okay.
And like I said, we would have been done more quickly, but you know our schedules kind of crossed, and I was wandering around the Sierras for a while.
You have a good time?
Oh, I had a blast.
Whereabouts did you go?
My youngest son was doing the John Muir Trail, so I came in from North Lake and Bishop, and 18 miles into the trail, and resupplied him, and I walked with him and the guy that he had met up with for about 30 miles, and then back up over Bishop Pass to South Lake. Just any excuse. Any
Sounds
excuse
great.
to spend time with my son and to do some backpacking.
That's great.
You know, once again, do you have any questions at all? Because this
Not
is
that
the
I
chance
could-
we have to meet, so.
Right. Not that I could, not come to mind.
Okay.
Could I look at my written report real quick, just to see if I forgot to mention anything? Oh, okay, one last thing that I wrote down, I forgot to mention, was why did he remark about the appearance of my vehicle? As far as whether it was dirty or not, what was that about? Is that standard procedure, the way they train officers to act? I don't think it is, but I'm just asking.
Can't answer.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's one I can't answer. You know, you could theorize, I guess, all you want, but there's only one way to find out.
Is he gonna answer my questions, or?
The chief will answer your
Oh,
questions.
okay,
so you
he'll
can-
talk to the,
No, he'll read my report.
oh, he'll read your report. Does he talk to Tedesco personally? Oh, he doesn't?
No.
Do you talk to Tedesco personally?
The investigation will yeah, he will be interviewed.
Okay.
The way an investigation is done, the chief has to subjugate him from
Right.
himself from the investigation
Right.
completely, because you don't want to get a bit of the information and then, because human nature is you get a bit of the information, you tend to form theories and your opinion
Mhm.
based on a little bit of information. That's a very dangerous thing. He doesn't make a determination. He knows the investigation is going on. He knows the basis of the investigation, but he will get the information all at once.
Mhm.
And then he will give each one of those, he'll give all of the information the credit and the weight that is due, instead of getting one piece of information and, allowing your mind to form an opinion based on, a fraction of the information, which is a very dangerous thing.
Now, the officer, the uniform officer, do you have his name? Can you give, what's his name?
Taylor.
Okay. And when
I'll read to you here, save your eyes.